Hello, teacher Youssef here. And this video is for my students or everyone who needs them. Please pay attention when watching the video and feel free to contact me through Facebook or any other social media if you have any questions at all. We are going to continue from where we stopped last week. Well, last week we studied the past of the verb to be, which is either was or were. And if you remember, we said that we use was when we have I, or he, or she, or it. But were, we use it when we have we, you, or they. We have also seen the different formats of the verb to be in the affirmative, negative, and interrogative. But now we are going to see all the other verbs in the past, not just the verb to be. Okay? So let's read the text. Last week, Jenny went to school early, excited to meet her favorite teacher. But when she arrived, she saw a strange man in the class instead of her teacher. She walked towards the desk and asked with a clear voice, "That's my teacher's seat." The man, who was a substitute teacher, smiled and told Jenny that her teacher was a bit sick and added, "Can you please have me just for today?" Jenny smiled back at him as a sign of agreement and decided to give him a chance. Well, after we have read the text, you can notice that we have a lot of verbs in this text. I put some of them in the chart below the text. You can see arrived, walked, smiled, added, and decided. Well, in this text, we have two types of verbs in the past. We have the first type, which we call regular verbs, but we also have another type, which we are going to study in the next session. Well, the first part, as I said, is called regular verbs. Now, at the chart below the text, we have 5 verbs taken from the text. And they are all in the simple past. Can you guess how are they similar? Yes, very good. They all end with ed at the end. The verb in the present, for example, is arrive. But here we have arrived. We also have walk, but here we have walked. Smile, smiled. Add, added. Decide, decided. So, if we want to make regular verbs in the past, all we have to do is add ed to the end of the verb. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the 3 type sentences. The first one is affirmative, the second one is negative, and the third one is interrogative. In the affirmative, we have 4 sentences, which are: she arrived early, she walked towards the desk, the man smiled, and she decided to give him a chance. Now, the verbs which are colored blue are in the past. We know they are in the past because at the end we have ed. So on the right we see a rule. We could have verb plus ed, or verb just plus d, or verb plus ied. And we have some examples. For example, infinitive in the past. We have start, we added ed because at the end there is no e. Start became started. Start now, started in the past. Walk, walked. We added ed because we don't have e at the end of walk. But with live, because we already have e, we just add d. We don't add another e then d. No, we just add D. Live, lived. Also arrive, arrived. But marry and study, at the end we have consonants plus Y. That's why we omitted the Y and we changed it with I, then we added the IED. Okay? So we have marry, married. We omitted the Y and we added IED. Why? Because we have R, which is a consonant, then Y. Okay, now let's go back to the negative. Well, in the negative, we don't actually add anything to the verb. The verb stays in the infinitive. We have, for example, she didn't or did not arrive early. We added the helping verb, which is did. We have she didn't, which is the short form, or did not, which is the long form, arrive early. She didn't or did not walk towards the desk. Please pay attention that arrive, walk, smile, and decided remain unchanged in the infinitive. She didn't arrive, she didn't walk, she didn't smile, she didn't decide. We don't say she didn't arrived. No, this is incorrect. But the interrogative, as we always do, we change the position of the subject with the auxiliary. So we say, did she arrive early? Did she walk towards the desk? Did the man smile? Did she decide? And here also the verb remains unchanged. We do not change the verb in the negative form and in the interrogative form. We only change the verb in the affirmative form. And how do we change it? We change it by adding ed to the verb, to the end of the verb, or d or ied. Okay, now it's your turn. All you have to do is to rewrite the verb in the simple past, which means you are going to add either d or ed or ied. Remember, if at the end of the verb we have e, we just add d. If at the end of the verb we have no e, we add ed. Or at the end of the verb, if we have a y and before it there is a consonant, we omit the y and we add ied. Okay, good luck. And I will send you the answers later so that you can check. If you have any questions, please get in touch. Now, in exercise number 2, all you have to do is conjugate the verb in the simple past. Let's do the first one, for example. My uncle visits us this weekend. Now, the first thing you have to know is if this sentence is affirmative, negative, or interrogative. Okay? And clearly, this sentence is affirmative. So, in the affirmative, we just add ed to the verb. Okay? So here we have my uncle visited us this weekend. Okay, now you can do the rest. Good luck, and again, if you have any problem, you can either go back to the video or ask me.